what I got out of it is about the people saying that we can't put it back in the treasury, so we know the money was about sin. It was sin money. They knew they couldn't bring nothing unclean and put it in the temple of God, even though they already doing their acts. But you notice that the priests only go so far. If you pay attention to how they set up, they only go so far. Now, they might command somebody else to do it, but they're not going to do it. They're going to only go so far. They're going to try to follow the law of the terror to the T, even though they don't have no compassion and no love in their heart. But they're going to try to follow the rules, so that no rules said that they couldn't put no blood money back in the treasury. Boom, we decided to buy the field. Like Pastor Castello said, the field end up being a blessing. So you end up turning blood money into a blessing. I see it all the time. People end up turning street money or whatever the kind of money into something different. Somebody end up changing their life or changing a business. Somebody end up blessing the church, or somebody end up blessing somebody else. But it's life changing. So God sets things up all the time. We would have never thought that that would go toward a good cause. When you first hear the story of the money he was sold for, you like, oh man. And I told somebody that's enough money to buy some property. It's people get killed for less. So the amount of money was enough money to buy property. It said they purchased some property for 30 pieces of silver. So 30 pieces of silver is worth more than we would think 30 pieces of silver. I be thinking about quarters and stuff. 30 quarters. You got me? That ain't nothing, homeboy, but 30 pieces of silver back then could buy land. So God set it up to once Judas gave the money back, that they bought land with the money. That's why I say God is always in control. He's always in charge. Even when you don't know that he's in control and in charge. Because the priests ain't never thought that for at first, because it said they talked amongst each other.
Right.
Like, we have a little brief meeting. We got to talk about this, man. What can we do with this money that's going to be beneficial? Since we can't put it back in the treasury. And they figured out something that was beneficial, and it was prophecy. See, what's funny to me is they don't know all of the prophecies. And we don't know all of the prophecies. You got what I'm saying? So they are participating in them and they don't even know it. See how God works?
Yeah.
So God can allow you to participate in things that you don't even know that you participating in. One of my friends said how God had him do some stuff before. So it's a good understanding of the power and what God can do and when it's for his will to be done. So we know we needed this money. We needed this property bought for the strangers. So it was well taken care of with that money right there. And it says that they call it the field of blood to this day. And I was like, man, why they ain't changed the name? But any foreigners' blood shed, we're going to put them over there anyway. So it still come back to the field of blood, because it's a field that's going to be full of dead bodies or full of tombs. It's the funeral service. You got what I'm saying? We know them kind of properties. We got them all over Houston. So that was something that they bought with it. And it says that the children of Israel placed the price on them. And I'll talk about that briefly. And I tell a lot of people, man, the children of Israel is the ones who set it up and made sure that God was killed. So if God forgive them, he will forgive anybody. So I always tell them to look at it like that, because a lot of times we look at it as we special and other people not special.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is God loves everybody. It says Israel gave a price for him, what they felt like he was worth, for him to be crucified or for him to be condemned. So if you felt like that was all he was worth at the time because you didn't have a full understanding of who he was. And we do the same thing right now when we don't know who somebody is. Amen. That's what I have on it.